This is the John Hallett Podcast with John Hallett.
Because the way we're living, we need to change it, make it change today. And all learn from failure. Maybe they just wanted it a little bit more than you. That's probably the fact.
And now your host, John Hallett.
IDS, some fantastic stuff. Always trying to bring back, always trying to get better. And like I always talk about, like a broken freaking record, like Jocko, broken record on BJJ. We like to borrow from anything that works in martial arts, but we are about self-defense here. That's my passion. I don't want to ring fight. Everything I do has this mindset of they could pull a knife. I have my gun on me. I need to protect that gun. So that's our philosophy here. And a lot of people, you know, they just want feel-good martial arts, Josh. They do. They just want to feel good.
They do. And I mean, I guess I can get that, you know, because there will, you have so many different kinds of people in society, right? You got the ones that want to, the ones who think they should, and the ones who think they might want to try, like out in the middle of nowhere. What Todd says, they're like barnacles, hangouts or hang-alongs, and users or something like that. And some people just kind of want to attach on and just hang out, which...
Yeah, most people go with the consensus. Oh, like my friend's kid doing karate, so we're going to go and do karate because that's what the consensus says versus I'm going to be a critical thinker and think about what I need personally that's going to fit me best for what I'm concerned about, this crazy freaking world. What do I need? And that's where I've been for the last 22 years, working Krav Maga and street fighting things. And, you know, that brings up, you know, other discussions along the topic, you know, for quite a bit. And even the more we've been doing our training with Todd, that there's bad Krav Maga and there's good Krav Maga. I've been saying that. I mean, once the trademark was lost, and I don't know exactly, 10-ish years ago, I'll just say, I feel like I was on Wilcox Street when we lost the trademark with Krav Maga Worldwide, and I was like, here we go.
So what happened? A whole bunch of people started opening gyms, just throwing the name on there. And
then it didn't matter, you know, it wasn't protected, so anybody could say they were teaching Krav Maga. You know, all the karate schools, and it'd be like, oh, hey, well, we teach that too. Well, we teach all these martial arts, and Krav Maga is now on the list.
Yeah, like you go to a gym and they've got all these things listed. And
so, and that's just, you know, it's marketing. I understand marketing and different, like trying to get people in, but it's also like, I don't want to lie to people. This is what we do. But there's bad Krav Maga out there. And part of me, even, you know, before Todd, where, you know, somebody, especially if they come to rmsdf.com, they might be like, oh, this is all new. And, you know, Todd's great and he's got some fantastic things, but it's just, again, you're like seeing it again and hearing it again. And you're like, oh, I should do that. You know, I should change my diet. There's that negative aspect. We were talking about it with the Israeli flag downstairs. That, oh, you know, some people just come in and we're like, well, you know, if you're a hater of any, you're a racist of any.
I mean, I don't want to teach you something if
like,
you're going to be
you
like
can get
that.
the heck out no matter what. But we're like, you know, some people have this negative association with Krav Maga, whether it's in the MMA world, whatever, that there's good and bad of everything. And I hate to be associated with anything bad. It's even where one of the reasons I dropped the name CrossFit and that affiliate, because I got sick of being tied to other people doing bad CrossFit. Yeah. And the negative things associated with CrossFit.
Yeah.
And they're a big freaking
monster.
Dude. And they're having trouble rebranding and like overcoming that. And they're all about competition and just going fast. And that's good sometimes. I'm like, sometimes. It's a lot of stuff. But I don't want to get too off the track. I do want to make a podcast on that of like the state of Krav Maga.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what's going. And what Krav Maga is an open system. And I feel like it hasn't evolved. There's been, like, do more grappling, do more, borrow more from BJJ because you're more likely to face somebody that's done some BJJ versus karate these days.
Yeah.
I mean, you're more likely that they've done BJJ versus karate or taekwondo combined. So, I don't want to lose sight of that.
Yeah.
Where was I going with that?
Well, because we wanted to talk about kind of some movies that have affected what we think, socially, what people consume for martial arts, right? Because that's been a real thing. Like, somebody sees something in cinema, and then they want to go train it.
Yeah, or they think it's real.
Yeah,
and that's
too.
like some of the data out there that people, like, we know that people twist the data for their own narrative.
Sure.
And that, I can't stand that stuff. I just want the truth. It's like stuff we've been talking about. But don't want to get off topic too much on, Krav Maga and the evolution of RMSDF and Clear Sky, that we're always been about whatever works I want to use. That's the definition, like Krav Maga, what works to get you home. And, we're now adding different things in from IDS that we feel like this works. This is a gap. So it's some good stuff, and it's just that whole being tied to a name. You just struggle with, you've put in 20 years plus, well, not 20 years, almost 18 years here in Castle Rock.
Wow.
That I've been in Colorado for that long. So we've been marketing Krav Maga for that long. So you're like, oh God, I got all this money tied up.
Sure, right.
But I don't want to be tied to bad Krav Maga. But you're like, my version of Krav Maga. Some people don't get it, and some people do. And I just hate, going, hey, MMA guys, we're just different than you. We're the same, but there's just some differences that I have a gun on me.
Yeah.
I have a knife on me. What's the situation? And I'm really worried about a guy pulling a knife on me.
Yeah, me too. All the time.
Beating me with that new flashlight you got. I don't want to get that in my freaking eyes.
Right.
That would be the same principle as knife. You're trying to blind me with that freaking knife. I want to get a 2-on-1, and I certainly don't want it in my face.
Yeah.
Like, great, I can put it into my body.
Yeah.
But
it kind of, when you're saying that once the trademark spun out, you put all this time and effort into this thing, and then suddenly everybody else does the job of trying to ruin it for you, right? I mean, it's awful.
Yeah. I mean, that flashlight will burn you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if it's going long enough.
I had my light go on in my gun when I was out.
Yeah.
Just luckily, just around the neighborhood, I couldn't shut it off, and I was like,
not without drawing your weapon.
And it burnt me, and I still have a little scar, and that I think was like at least a year ago.
Yeah.
That light burns you hard.
Remember when I had mine in my backpack? It was just the light itself, and it
Yeah,
turned on and started melting the hole. We're doing a podcast. I'm like, what's burning, John? You smell that? And he's like, oh. We look at the backpack, and we're like, oh, no. Like, things are going wrong and bad.
So it's like, there's so many things. But we're going to talk movies today.
Yeah.
To lighten the load, we're going to talk about some 80s and 90s movies. Good things, and just kind of look back and a little nostalgia, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
And we're going to look at some footage here because so many times people just don't understand how quick things happen, things to look for. If you're an RMSDF student, we are going to be putting this out. I'm thinking of doing, it's an 80s movie, and I cannot remember it. I was telling Jamie, she was born in the whatever.
Yeah, he's born afterwards.
It was, I feel like it was set in Europe, but maybe not. But it was an American guy, and they were kind of doing like the CIA type of thing. That the group of friends were trying to shoot each other with I forget what gun. I thought it was super cool in the 80s. Yeah. It wasn't like, airsoft.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do.
They would shoot.
Yeah.
And they were totally just doing a group of spies with a group of friends. Now, if I see you, I was trying to assassinate you, I think. They were playing some game. I have not seen it. I've thought of it a few times over the years, and I'm always like, what is that movie? And I just all right, move on, and I never go back and try to find that movie.
Yeah. I think.
But what we're thinking of doing here at RMSDF is a little awareness, and this is off. I got to give Bill Anderson credit because he was stalking me at Home Depot, and I told him I didn't feel any threats, so you must not be that.
That's scary.
That's scary, but he saw me at Home Depot. Now I don't know the distance or whatever. I thought I was talking to a state trooper in plain clothes. I thought he was behind me in the parking lot, and I was like, that state trooper had you. If something happened, I wasn't concerned about my back.
Yeah.
Right there. But just trying to make us all more aware. Because even that, you're like, well, who was it? That you're just going to be more aware. Can you get into contact distance with another member?
Of the school, yeah.
Of the school.
Yeah.
And take a video of them the whole time. Like, the video's got to be rolling. We're going to post it on Band. Maybe we use some of them on Facebook or Instagram. And I don't know what we call it. We haven't come up with a name yet.
Yeah.
But it's just trying to increase our awareness out in public that you can't be coming at them aggressively. We don't want anybody hurt.
Don't do anything dumb.
And I said, like, no homes. You cannot be on personal property. I kind of feel like maybe the gym's like off limits. I'm like, what are you going to do? I'm doing burpees and you're going to get within 6 feet of my workout.
You kind of got to do it right before the workout.
I mean,
you'd have to pick your moment.
If some dude came into the gym that I didn't know, I'm going to be a little bit more aware. Right?
Yeah.
Now, if Josh is standing there, or any other member standing there with their phone, I don't give a crap.
Yeah.
I recognize. So I kind of think
especially
the gym's off limits. People's homes are off limits.
Yeah.
And when in doubt, they're in a freaking house.
And don't stalk them.
Well, they do that. I mean, they do the seniors, they do it. My daughter's been involved in, I forget what they call it at CV, that, I forget what the game, I think they do squirt guns. I don't know what the heck they do. I have to ask my daughter now. Now that I think of it. They do it like it's a senior assassin or something, and the last one wins the pot. I guess. And maybe that just brings, like, we're totally off track of this podcast.
This is kind of hilarious, though.
Do we make a pot? And these are the people playing.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. That could be interesting. I was kind of thinking, like, quarterly.
Yeah.
Like,
so look
who got the most snipes?
Right.
You know, who got the most contacts that month? I mean, that could be hard. Like, I might not see somebody at all from the gym out and around.
Yeah. And imagine if you're at the gym and somebody's like knuckle deep up in the nose and that's what you catch, which was I would love. Like, that's the stuff you want to catch. Like,
well, wasn't it Jamie said, what if we catch Josh with another woman?
Whoa.
And I said,
No. I was
now
at dinner
blackmail.
talking about that last night. And I was like, what if you catch somebody with not like their spouse? And I was like,
got blackmail. Now there's blackmail involved.
Don't say it out loud.
But I mean, God, I wouldn't know people's spouses.
Yeah.
I mean, our long-term people and people that are, doing our potlucks or other gym events, I know their spouses, but sometimes you're like,
who are you?
Oh, you're a little bit more dressed up. And
yeah, when you see somebody in different clothes, it changes everything.
Everything. I mean, actually, Cindy from our fitness program walked in. I mean, like, a lot of times she'll do the 9:30. She came in after work, and I'm talking to Jamie, and I'm like, double take of who that is. I'm like, oh, hey, Cindy. Looking nice. She's all dressed for work. It's not Cindy coming in for a workout.
Yeah.
So even that, I think our women might be harder to pick up than the guys out there
we always
playing
look the same. Yeah.
Playing a game. But we're gonna unroll it here. We're not ready to unroll it, so don't start taking video. You're not gonna get any points, and we want to lay some ground rules. We don't want to alarm somebody. I kind of thought something very. You've got to be coming up, going, hey Josh.
Yeah.
Wine and cheese, and beef tenderloin. Something non-threatening.
Yeah.
We don't be like, ah!
Because you can't walk up to a bunch of crowd of people, start screaming.
In a worst case scenario, somebody lights you up with some punches and knee strikes and elbows. That would be
better.
That would be better than somebody doing something much worse than that because they think they're actually getting attacked.
Yeah, so be careful.
And we're going to look at some of these videos, and man, I would, but like, you can't freaking take the chance.
They happen fast.
It happens so fast.
That's why you
so
gotta be
overwhelming, and it's freaking ugly. It doesn't look pretty like a movie.
No.
That's how we train, and people don't understand that. We were talking about it a little bit. But let's get into some of these before I have to go to work. Because this isn't work, Josh.
It's work for me? This is what I do.
That's what you tell
This
your
is a
wife,
real
that
job.
This stuff
is
work.
As long as she still lets me live with her. And we stay married, I'm happy.
Because this stuff, like, we're not working. I got to tell you. We're freaking BSing.
All right, this is that first one. Remember, you kind of want to set this one up for us?
We've got a guy coming in. He's masked. Oh, you're far on that one. Oh, let it roll a little bit here, because I think it's a news report. Right, he's getting money from everybody.
Away, right?
Pissed, and now, bang, bang, bang. Come and get your money. He also realizes right here, that this guy had a toy gun. Guy walk around with that. It seems like he's got a real gun. He's threatening in some manner. Even if he's not talking, he is threatening with that gun.
Right.
It wasn't like it was red like that SIRT pistol.
Right. This thing was painted to look like a gun. It was meant to intimidate, right, and coerce.
The gun he's using.
The one
he didn't go and grab this red gun.
Exactly. He's got something that looks real, and in a fast situation, I'm not going to sit there and ask what kind of gun you got, right? Or if it looks real, I'm just making a move.
Yeah. So you can see he was going for his draw. I don't know if you can bring it back up. Josh says he's not technically savvy on that. So it would be too much work. It would actually turn into work.
Well, I can't see the screen. I can't see it. Okay, my eyes cannot see that little print anymore. Stop. Get those away from me.
You're not too far away. So I think he had a clear shot.
Yeah,
there was nothing behind
him.
I mean, I could bring it up.
They didn't show the shot, right? Just because it's you never want to show that.
They moved. I think one of them we have that the law enforcement officer does. If we get to it, it's kind of one of the it's more boring ones, but he does clear people behind. Like, does a really good job, and he moves these people that are behind a guy that walks into the precinct with a knife, and he moves the people. So they ended up tasing the guy.
Which is just crazy.
But he then leaves the scene. How was your thing there, Josh? Josh,
what are you doing?
I don't know. Do your job.
I am. Don't touch the camera, John. And now you're screwing with... Look what you did. Now you screwed with the autofocus.
I can't. I don't know. Josh, nobody on Spotify knows. How did I autofocus?
Put your hand in front of it. Sorry, folks. This is what happens. Now take your hand away. There you go.
Oh, it's like one of those Instagram things.
Stop, John. What are you doing, dude? You drive your producer crazy.
He leaves the scene.
That I didn't get to, which is
he leaves the scene. Idea. He's pissed like that. So that was a bad idea. He gets kind of mad.
He might have gotten worried that it was a fake gun.
He throws the toy gun at the wall. He's pissed off. I don't want to shoot anybody at all, but I have to go into the assumption shit, I thought this was a real gun, and
you're robbing me.
And being emotional about that, there's nothing wrong. Like, everybody's their own person. I think there's guy, you're like, okay, that's what you chose to do. Fine. That's what you chose to do. But he leaves the scene. Let's bring up the next one.
Yeah. This is
not a good idea. And it's okay if it's a toy gun.
Here's the crosswalk inside. I don't know what we call this one.
Yeah, so this one takes a little bit
to wind up.
When I first watched this one,
Great Britain, or where are we at here?
It looks like it.
Yeah. So you got a car that's kind of pulling up.
We gotta watch this guy
gets out of the car.
Like, I can't here these two guys get out. They're leaving the car. This lady kind of is already like, what's going on?
Yeah, because they're in the middle of an intersection essentially.
I don't know what's going on over here.
More cars are moving, and
they come back in on that top left. Oh yeah, he's
trying to make his way out.
Look at the size of that machete.
He's got a machete on.
See how he tucks it back in. I don't know where it is. It's a little hard because he's black. I don't know why that dude's so close to the dude that just had a
pulled out a machete. Does he got something
Unless
else?
he seems to be a good guy. Now this
Does he think he's got a gun? I mean, this is just now he's
like, hey, guy, like, get out of here, restrain your friend. But
this is insane.
This is probably gun free. Holy crap! This guy's walking.
That's like for those at home that are listening. This thing is almost the length of his thigh. The blade is as long as his.
It's like the forearm. Yeah. I mean that blade is seemingly.
How do you hide something like that? Just
I don't know if he had it in his backpack. He had it across. Yeah. Like this dude's like, I'm not getting jumped. I don't know if he was the attacker. It's hard to see.
Right.
And I wanted that one to go. Look, people are carrying around weapons. I don't want to confront them. Let's bring up the next one.
Well, hold on. Which one do you want next?
I think, what did I say? I thought it was number 1.
Number 1? Number 1 I couldn't do because it won't let me sign in, remember?
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they think it's violence, and YouTube says you got to be over a certain age.
Police, the warning, it's not bringing it up, and I'm signed in.
Yeah. Which one was it on your list? Sorry, go. This is what happens when you do live stuff anytime.
It's not. No, it's you, 1, 2, not signed in.
Wow. What the... You're fired. Firing you. I mean that in the nicest possible way.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4 down, Josh.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So you've got to be aware, being, aware of where people's hands. You're like, hey, go hands on. Yes. Get away. Yes. Man, self-defense and going. It's not always the best option.
Yeah.
To go.
YouTube is being YouTube. You never know who's going to be carrying what, and having them come in with that giant machete, man, it just kind of blows my mind.
Yeah, that's a big knife, and that's gonna
it's gonna change your day, is what we like to say around here.
Yeah.
Come on, YouTube. It makes me sick what YouTube does. It makes me wait all the time. I should really pay for that subscription where you don't have to see the commercials.
Yeah.
Did you ever think about that?
Did I ever think about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh, we've got over this
several times.
I'm not poor.
I am. Let's be honest here. I'm very poor. It's loading. It's not me. It's it. That's what I'm gonna say.
I don't know. I don't want to give you a thing, but gosh,
right?
Maybe I have to build in the what? Oh, they just went up in the price. Maybe you need to bring up your invoice by like $15.
Is that okay? Okay.
I said maybe. I didn't say I was gonna pay it.
Oh, this thing is the bane of me.
Do we need another one?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get them loaded. That's the only problem.
This one's pretty good. This one's pretty good.
I want to show this one. It's the Broward Sheriff County's office. I mean, I want to put that up over the top, but it keeps
finding people.
Yeah, it's hard. And forget the whole idea that I'm trying to run this through a giant broadcasting software at the same time.
It's simple, stupid.
Well,
work. Are you bringing somebody up on your phone and an earbud? You see so many people with their head down. Get your head up and looking around, and you're not texting somebody and reading a text message. In those transitional stages, and they're not happening in the pitch dark. They're happening, with the light of the gas station. It might be dark out, but there's some light from a street light, from the environment around, that you're not in the pitch dark.
Right.
I mean, you could get jumped. I mean, you're out in Elizabeth and it's super dark,
right?
But God, when I lived in Larkspur, my neighbor had a big old street lamp.
Yeah.
Near his barn, and that kind of lit up his driveway.
I got one loaded here. I've got this guy here. It looks like he's got somebody with a...
I mean, they're blurring some stuff out here. I think it's a news report. I don't know what she's got right there.
I don't know. That would be instigation for me. It's the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
he goes, yeah, we're going to have to let it. Like, is it worth getting a confrontation? Is it worth getting out of your car? I don't know if this guy, there was one with a guy on a motorcycle, get the heck off your motorcycle. But, you're staying in your car. Is it worth the trouble?
Yeah.
Is it really worth the trouble?
Like confrontation. And, go ahead. I was going to say,
risk.
You just never know where confrontation, like what's going to happen. I watched a guy in a parking lot of Safeway his car's coming in, and he tells him, "You need to slow down. This is a parking lot." And the guy gets out and just pushes him straight to the ground. It was an old guy too, and that right there is all it took to create a confrontation. The guy got back in his car and drove away, but it's like, was it worth it? All right, we're back here with dude. So you can see he ends up pulling out a gun after he takes that swing with the knife.
Yeah,
right?
He had this gun in his jacket.
Yeah.
I don't know if we let it keep playing here, if they play it again, but none of this was worth it.
No.
Especially once the guy takes this swing at him. I mean,
yeah.
I would get the heck out of there, man. Like, this guy's got a knife. Make space. What is that shit that she has in her hand? I cannot make it up.
But look at this confrontation here. Look how everybody's posturing, right? Look at how the shoulders are, and he takes
a
full
swipe
swing.
Now he pulls
out
that gun out, and
he's justified. He could shoot him right now.
But as we say, like, how quick? I mean, he's turning his back.
Yeah.
It's enough to defuse it. But man, he could have just charged him right there. As soon as he put his hand in his jacket, and this guy goes, what's he going for?
Right.
Get out of there, make space.
Yeah.
Really lucky that the guy didn't charge him, because he did not look prepared for that guy to now charge him.
No.
He stood down and goes, I'm, quote, outgunned here. You just went Indiana Jones, but
he could have
narcotics this guy's on. It might take more than that, and you take a lethal. Have the right to stand your ground, make distance. I would have gotten the heck away and not confronted that guy. Within that contact distance, he could have charged him so quickly.
And you saw how long it took the gun. Right?
What if he goes, oh crap, this dude's going to shoot me, and he just decides, F this, I'm going.
Mm-hmm. You got a knife fight.
Because he's like, well, if I run back and I retreat, this guy could be shooting me from behind.
Yeah.
Situation. And that's where I would have been like, hey, get away. You got a knife. Get away from me. Get away from me. He has the right, maybe in the state that he was, to stand that ground. And it sounds like,
he did.
He had a wife or spouse with
Somebody
a
was
girlfriend.
There recording the situation.
So, these are all different. They're all dynamic, but
and they're alive.
I'm just, really afraid.
Neither of them realized that one had a melee weapon, the other had a distance weapon, right? That's the bottom line. All right, so I've queued up another one here. This one, it's still buffering a little bit, but I'm inside of an apartment here.
Oh, yeah. So we've got this one. This one's pretty darn good.
And then looks like it was really early in the morning.
1:30 in the morning,
couch.
yeah.
And
so it's like the police report or whatever who's hanging out.
Right, and it ends up
Is it going here? Yeah. So
so
somebody comes
I'll bring it back in here as soon as we get to that point, because here we go. Somebody comes up the stairs. Oh, and then they go.
I know. Yeah, just let it play, Josh. Just let them play.
Yeah.
Not all of these are just the footage.
It's kind of funny because this is just people being normal.
I think maybe we needed to hook in directly into the internet versus going Wi-Fi here.
We're doing a lot all at once here. And then what's scary is he comes up behind her on the couch.
Just let this roll.
And what?
Hopefully. So this guy, not a big dude. This boyfriend, husband, not a big guy. So somebody comes in, you just gotta, I guess, let it roll, because you're not gonna. I thought we could scrub through, but boom,
here we go.
Here's a guy
coming up the stairs.
With what appear, with a long gun.
Yeah, he's got himself a
boyfriend's in the kitchen, somewhat open. Looks like maybe a pump action shotgun.
Points it right at her.
Very intimidating.
Yeah.
He comes out.
And they're talking here. There's a lot of people talking. He's pointing that thing all over.
Yeah.
Of course, they've got.
Boyfriend comes out and boom. He redirects that gun and actually goes into what when we use in Krav Maga. Disarm, whether you knew it or not. They are instinctive.
A lot of these
things maneuvers that we do here in Krav Maga, but it quickly goes to the ground. You're like, gosh, it hasn't gone off. Thank goodness.
Right.
He gets in a scramble with this guy.
Yeah.
He goes down. If we. She gets down. I mean,
they're tussling.
She's out of there. I mean, he's calling for the roommates.
And he
let that roll, Josh.
Sure.
Scary. He drags him down the stairs, and this guy's holding on to that gun 2-on-1 for everything he's got.
Right.
He said it got better. Like this guy tripped down the stairs, and he's maybe in there, and I think it let it roll, Josh. She's out of there. He ends up taking the gun from him, and if we just let it roll, there's something I want to talk about here, if we can get to it. Outside, whatever happened.
Yeah.
So he got a good 2-on-1. Now, this is what I want to see. Like, so now he's got his weapons.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of weapons. He's got 2 weapons. Like, holy shit, maybe I should put one of them down. Maybe I should get on the phone. Guy
with a shotgun
outside my house now. The gun's now gone. The handgun is now gone. So I'm like, does he have it? Does he have it? Where is it? I don't see a handgun. He looks like he has sweatpants. Not that you couldn't tuck it into the pocket. I don't know where the handgun is gone in here. But he's got everything. Evidently, the guy knocks on the door and wants his gun back. And he's like, I'm not going to give you the gun back. Can I get my gun back?
I'd want to shoot him. I mean,
But it appears, I don't know, it appears that he went down to the door with the guy that's already showed intent into your house. Did he go back and get a knife in his vehicle? What did this dude do?
Did he go to his secondary and not tell you?
And I'm like, why did you not keep the long gun?
Yeah.
Where's the other gun?
I would have just kept it trained at the top of the
Where's
stairs.
his gun?
Yeah.
I don't know where you'd put his gun, but he comes back into the frame with 2 of his personal weapons. What's going on at the door? This guy's knocking at the door. What if he just kicked it in?
Yeah.
You didn't have a gun in your hand. It seemed like he brought both of them up, put them down on the railing and the couch, and he's calling. He's got his phone, and he doesn't have a weapon in hand. That could have charged and come up the stairs so quickly. So I'm like, armed up. This kid did a great job just fighting and struggling over that weapon and got it.
But man,
being dragged down the stairs and keeping his 2-on-1. That's one thing I always say about a long gun. I mean, they're going to put a big hole on you, and they can have a whole lot more rounds than a handgun, but it is long.
And it's harder to
And you can get inside of the muzzle and be fighting for it and trying to take it away from them and just being close. Versus I'm ain't close to a handgun. I'm taking rounds. But the muzzle on a long gun offers some good things for me. So
he did a great
that was
job.
a good one.
He held on to it right. He fought
that did
for it.
the
And
redirection.
The bad guy was so focused on the firearm, he didn't even think about a combative, right? And I'm not saying he should have, but that's all he had, right?
Yeah.
That's all he had. There was nothing else in his toolbox. And rightfully the guy on the ground's holding on because he knew what to do, right? At least I feel like
he just felt like, I don't know if I don't think he had any training.
Yeah. But it felt right. Just hold on to that.
He's just like, don't let him get the gun back. Don't let him get the gun back.
Because he'll shoot me.
Just that instinctive action and that stuff, we do here.
Yeah.
Maybe, stuff happens so fast, happened on the ground. If he got a knee strike or something else in there when he had the 2-on-1, maybe that would have disrupted him for a second and he could have gained the upper hand. But man, every violent encounter is different, and that's the important. Like you have to just train and have fight IQ. So,
and we constantly, how many times?
What do you got next?
We do, I think.
Yeah. And while I'm thinking of it, if you guys are on Apple or Spotify and you're listening to these descriptions, going to be more. We might as well just dump them all in there and people can watch some of these.
You bet.
Maybe we go back and revisit them in another episode, but we will put those in there for all of you guys listening to these descriptions. Hopefully we're doing an okay job at describing these situations.
Yeah,
but we'll put them in so you can actually, it's nothing like so.
I'm sitting there, but do what we call in the business called vamping. Uh-oh, don't freeze on me. Don't freeze on me. With computers, that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. His program focuses on building a strong mind and a strong body, and then we're trying to build them with practical martial arts skills. You're not doing a karate or a taekwondo. Our system is designed. All of our skills from martial arts. We will talk about demoting kids because, hey, you can get fired at work.
So I get threatened with that every day.
We really try to build strong minds and strong bodies and foster things that parents want out there. And I feel like for years that there's just so much feel-good culture out there. And I try self-defense and fighting that we do here. We leave that word off a lot because moms don't want their kids to fight. But every self-defense encounter is going to turn into a fight. And we need to teach you that. And that's part of that kind of feel-good martial arts out there, that we have to bring you in. We're going to teach you self-defense. And when you kind of understand that, oh, I guess I didn't really know. I need fighting skills here. You really do. That is the essence of self-defense. They go hand in hand. So
I'm trying to get this short buffer here.
Our kids program, you know, it's so satisfying. You know, we have kids from around 3. I was just talking to a mom that she did Krav Maga up north with my buddy James and Shannon, husband and wife duo. And gosh, I don't know how, 20, it's, well,
been a long time.
It's getting closer to 30.
You've done it?
Josh, you've peed on the floor. Let's fucking face it.
Listen, it was a long night. I had to have a place to pass out.
No. I'm pretty sure Bill scared the shit out of you, and you peed your pants just a little bit.
You scared me a few times. Yeah, I've scared Bill too. There's a few times where like, ah!
Are you doing your job over there?
I'm trying to get stuff to go, and you're doing what we call the stretch of the van, but you're doing great. Which I'm very proud of you for, because, you know, all of that coaching. I am low tech.
Pull my phone up and be like,
well, it would be easier.
Let's watch this. There are days.
You know, I was thinking this is the worst professional marriage I've ever been in. You know what I mean? You were the worst work spouse I think I've ever had.
Yeah, because
I'm just going to be honest.
Kick your ass. That's why the rest.
I didn't say you couldn't. I'm sitting here with you because I'm trying to learn how to do the ass kicking. And I think I've gotten a lot better. That's all I'm going to start with. I think I've gotten a lot better. He's putting a lot of time and effort on me.
I'm going to say.
Just continue. I don't care. Yes.
Which video are you trying to bring up?
Self-defense against a brutal
Tell me
knife
about
attack.
the number.
Very bottom.
The very bottom?
Yeah, I have it here. I have it. Here we go. Let's put it in front of the camera.
Oh, yeah, that's terrible. That looks okay. Yeah, hold it there. Hold it there. This is so low budget. We're so trash. This podcast is so trash.
No, this is good. This is how we do it.
See that guy? All right, we might have to rewind it. But that guy pulled out a knife out of a rolled up newspaper or magazine. Who the heck has a magazine?
With a knife in it.
I mean, this is just brutal, guys. And this, I didn't put one in there.
Oh my gosh.
Because there was no anything. This is brutal. This guy stood there. Look at the guy behind. Get the heck out of there. He's like, what's... But he's running his OODA loop like, oh, what the heck?
There's blood everywhere.
What's going on? There's blood everywhere. He's still there. And his best odds right here were to get him. Where does he reckon? Like, oh, shit. I think it's when he turns. That right in here was his best opportunity right now. He's facing him like, look at the blood on the ground. Now.
I would have gotten the hell, right?
It looks like he just robs that guy. I think that's kind of the end of that one. And he threatens that guy, give me, out of there. I mean.
All that blood.
It worked out for him. It worked out for him that he was able to get himself out of there. And if that guy took the money out of the ATM. But.
That's insane.
You know, that's again, like somebody's in contact distance. You know, watching them. I mean, unfortunately, that doesn't look like it's, you know, Castle Rock or Denver
that might be
or anywhere.
Like Thailand, but does it matter? I mean, the situation is the same.
Yeah, there was one that we had that was a Somali guy, immigrant. I think it was in the UK, and he's just. I didn't put it on the list just because it was really the end of it, and there wasn't the attacks, and he gets confronted by a bunch of guys kind of stand up to him and. One guy's whipping stuff at him. All right, what do you got next?
This one is the Florida students beat teacher.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you got to rewind.
I'm going to do that right now, but they just come flying out here. Well.
Oh, yeah, good. Look at how fast he houses her. She's very stunned here. He's banging her. Now, this guy looks like he's in uniform. I don't know what. It looks kind of dress blues like Marine Corps. But everybody's kind of little. This guy's a really calm. I mean, I'm
Nobody
half
can
like,
stop him.
okay, you're really calm, but what? Like, look, they're trying to help her. Now watch. He comes back. Can you guys imagine if this guy has a knife? Now they're dragging him off of her. And it kind of seems like he's on something because he's not struggling at all. I mean, yeah, there's 3 people on him. I might have
insane.
having somebody bigger up top and just somebody grabbing your legs, guys. Somebody just hugging your legs is going to do a lot to this guy that's on the ground, even more than this guy leaning on him, kneeling. But, that's pretty much the scene, except for he walks away. Like, I don't quite get it at the end here. Besides, they got him off, but he did come back and pound her there.
Yeah.
They did put this guy in the tan blue. I can't really tell who he is.
I think he's the principal.
I don't know. He's got a buzz cut.
Yeah, maybe he's like the security.
Yeah, I don't know who he is.
But the lady on the ground who's attacked, she's still on the ground. He
housed her.
Yeah, I mean,
this was ambush, and if you go back and watch it, she looks back. So she heard something, alerted her, and she's looking back, and he just ambushed her and shoved her. I mean, what was that? 6 feet at least. And she was pretty much done when she hit the ground. I mean, he hit her like a Mack truck. Luckily, it turned out okay, but he did get back on her one more time.
And that's
so the people coming in having a little bit more training of really restraining this guy. But you never know. I mean, people running their OODA loop and going, "What the heck's going on here?" But
yeah,
you do have a much bigger male and a smaller female on the ground.
French knife attack.
Oh yeah, we've move it back, and
that is the beginning there. And then we'll go to me here, showing this video off.
So this is the guy. This happened not too recently. Yeah, don't move. You're good, Josh. So it's the short version, or maybe that is the only version. I'm not sure. Of like, I think there's another version of this one, but this guy's using the backpack to try to keep this guy away, but this guy's running around.
This is a terrorist
attack,
like.
I mean, he's around the playground. He's chasing him. He's got a big blade here.
That's just gross. I mean, that's just scary. And look at
she's jogging by. I mean, kind of hard to tell what's going on here because it's not like the French Mall attack, but
it's no less dangerous and still just as crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, this is
bad video here. What's going on? I think this is just somebody made this a short. But so this video's out there now. This guy's chasing him, and this guy, he runs like, he's not very good at running.
And he starts all over. And
I think there's a better video out there of that one. That was, where was that? That
was France
too.
Yeah, and
I mean, somebody with some training. The guy does a good job with the bag, but there's still people like around. Get your kid in the stroller. I want to say there was a
lady there
with the stroller. Like that was a short.
But people didn't know what to do. For the most part, they had no clue. I mean, they've never had any training whatsoever.
Like run. Like the fear. And people freeze up so many times because they don't have any training whatsoever. But that guy was not a vicious attacker. He
was like lackadaisical. He was
maybe on some drugs.
Maybe
I don't know.
High on that weird religious stuff.
The guy did, improvise really well with his backpack and use that to get the blade away. There's so many what ifs out there. Do we want to end? We're not going to make it to the movies, or like let's hit
one of the movies, because I do want to touch on how society loves to go with a consensus and how cinema affects what we train, right?
Oh, are you going with an 80s movie, or are you trying to go with your whatever movie you just watched?
Well, the 80s movie, too. I mean, that has influence, whether it happens in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was like light. We're ending with like funny...
funny stuff? Okay, I mean, we can do that. You always want to make people happy at the end, which is nice. So, 80s movies or 90s movies? Is that the one you wanted?
Yeah.
I'm going to hit the 90s movies just because that was my era.
And again, please support the podcast. Please support RMSDF.
I got to get better equipment. I mean, let's just be honest here.
We're not white trash. I guess is that gonna aggravate somebody?
What, the word white trash?
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets everybody.
Well, I'm white. Can I say that? Wait, can I say white trash? I'm white.
Well, technically you're being racist towards yourself. Right?
Oh, okay. It's like
you could.
He, them,
they.
she.
I'm not even going to touch on that one. I got
like
no answers.
Assault. You're assaulting me. I watched the video, and like you're assaulting me with your words.
Yeah.
You freaking snowflake. It's a freaking word.
Or
you should have grown up in the 70s. I'm rubber, you're glue.
or the
what
ones
you say bounces off me. Shut up. I'm so sick of these people. Yeah. Shut up.
Well, what happens?
You're not none of the. You know what I identify as, Josh?
What, a pirate?
I'll beat you with that camera. So we stay on.
Yar!
So we're not losing because I already messed up the camera once. I'll beat you with that. Shove it in your eye.
What are you, John? What are you? Obviously not a pirate.
Oh, Josh.
I want to go back. So what also drives me nuts is when you see these people out there protesting and this girl walks up and she'll start hitting on a guy and the guy fights back and they'll start screaming, "You can't hit a girl, you can't hit a girl, you can't hit a girl." I'm like, I don't care if you're boy or girl and you're hitting me. I'm fighting back.
You're assaulting me. And
yeah. I mean,
you could be stabbed. You could.
Women are just as dangerous as men.
And it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's the whole like, well, you can't hit me. I'm a girl. I thought you identified as
something else.
What the F?
Isn't that equality too?
It's only when it fits your narrative.
Yeah.
And I don't want to die. So if you're hitting me, forget it. I mean, I wouldn't like to break contact and get the hell away from you. But if somebody's just slapping you, and what's in their hand, I don't know. I could have taken a freaking cut. I have no idea what pokey, sharp, bang thing is in your hand.
Even if you got a pencil, I was stabbed with a pencil once, and it sucked. Not just like the tip of it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter what it is. You know what I mean?
I mean, God,
it sucks.
Yeah.
So it's all a weapon. I mean, we wanted more lighthearted.
Yeah. That happened more in the 70s. Well, really, like the 80s, 70s.
And then John
80s.
Wick made it popular.
People like
again.
somebody stabbed you with a pencil in class, and you just fucking.
I was working at a mental health center.
Shook it off. Oh, you were at a mental health
center. We were giving people pencils to fill out stuff.
Then
it went to crayons, and then somebody started eating the crayons. So you get the idea that you got to be careful what you put on the floor.
All right. We wanted to talk about 80s. We're getting sidetracked.
Yeah.
And Josh's low budget podcast. Welcome to the John Hallett podcast, where we are super low budget. We are using an Android phone. People are like, you don't even have an iPhone. Josh, who cares? You know I don't give a shit. I'm going to throw stuff at you. Let's bring that thing up and talk a little 80s. Movies.
What was
I think you have to put on the sound. I mean, we're using somebody else's YouTube
we're using somebody's stuff.
Hey, we're talking about your stuff.
Right.
I mean,
we're breaking it down.
Whatever channels should be on there. Get that 80s one up because I love the freaking comment Molly Ringwald makes. It's not Molly Ringwald. It's the guy. I'm so terrible at names.
Yeah, here we go.
Josh, your phone needs to flip. Josh, your phone needs to flip. Again,
it's not flipping. We've got it in the worst.
And
of course I'm getting a call all at the same time.
Again, so awesome.
I love the
Blaine. And you're like, what? What are you calling yourself?
Goonies.
I love the Goonies.
It was a great movie.
He was awesome.
Yeah. I'm turning them down because our stuff is better.
Mojo.
Top Gun. I love the second one they just put out. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I like the original. I don't like the new people are gonna be. I don't like the new Top Gun. I think the cinematography.
What? Yeah.
I'm like, I felt like they just played off. It was just Top Gun
Part 2.
2023.
Yeah, I mean, it was
just
good.
new
I agree with
graphics
that.
and the cinematography was better.
Goose's
this
kid
is
is there.
it. And you can't replace her. She was so beautiful. She's so beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
And it gets into everything else why she wasn't in the movie and she didn't want to be in the movie.
They're
but
just giving us too much breakdown.
women are awesome. Like
They
I
are.
think pause that. Just pause it, Josh. Don't
I paused
bring
it.
your
I paused
ugly
it.
ass back up. That women are beautiful. And and we're gonna age. And do men maybe age more gracefully? Maybe on average, but man, there's some ugly dudes out there.
Oh, gosh, aren't
that
there?
were good looking in high school. But she didn't want to be in the second one because she felt like she didn't look like that anymore.
Right.
And again, I mean, I think society, are hard on
Women more than men. Like men,
especially actresses. But the original Top Gun, fantastic. I actually, I've seen that movie so many times. But the first time I saw that movie, and lost contact with her, but we were really good friends throughout high school. But it was a little Jerry Seinfeld and what's Schindler's List. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
So that's the first time I saw Top Gun. I'm pretty sure I went back to it on Nantucket Island, but the first time I saw it was a little Seinfeld Schindler's List.
Yeah.
Let's let that roll.
All right, let's bring that back up. I miss the 80s, man. There were so many good movies in there. So coming back to the original here, they're bringing up our best friends known as...
Oh, yeah, the Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
Fantastic movie.
Hilarious.
He's got a cigarette in there. Like,
You're
when
right.
that happens, what's this movie?
Remember in the 80s, everybody had a
This
cigarette?
one, I don't know what this movie is now.
This is Ghostbusters.
It's a very good, high-budget YouTube channel here.
I love her.
She's super beautiful.
She was, and then they got...
Who is that?
I
It's
don't
a
know.
little
She was
fuzzy,
a...
you're moving a little. I don't know.
Well, I'm trying my best here. I didn't know I was going to
Again,
do
guys,
this today.
support the podcast. Go
Right.
on
I gotta get some
ClearSky
equipment.
online and buy a T-shirt. So
Yeah.
I can afford to pay Josh more so he can
And these
get a YouTube
ads. Why does
subscription.
YouTube want so
And
many
glasses.
ads? And
Hey guys,
glasses?
suck less there.
Oh,
Water bottle
here
in
we
the
go. Here's
background.
another one for you.
You can get that on the TV. Oh yeah, this is fantastic, right? Ferris Bueller. Now they're going to like their number 6, the
Goonies, yeah.
Goonies. It's got to be as far as like good. I mean, there's so many classifications of movies: funny, comedy, action.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Rambo: First Blood.
Oh, yeah.
That was fantastic. I don't know if that was 79 or.
It was close. It was right on that cusp.
What year that was? But this is still Goonies. Like fantastic characters in the movie. Josh, do your job. In there, keep playing, letting it roll, dude. I didn't tell you to cut. So many
Monitoring
good
the
characters.
studio. I've got this going on. Oh, that was so much fun.
Maybe getting attacked by her. Look at that blade.
Right.
Switchblade. Who didn't want a switchblade?
God, look at
back
Josh
then?
Brolin there
Who
when he
didn't
was like
want a
young.
switchblade?
Who knew Thanos was in Goonies? And he was a football player. Da-da-da-da.
Dude, I didn't know you were in the movies.
I am. You see how I look?
16 Candles.
What'd you think of this one?
Fantastic movie. We
Yeah?
actually just caught the end of this the other day. I think my wife likes to put on movies when she's cooking in the weekend.
Yeah.
And she'll just put on a movie and be cooking. And I think I'm like, this is a great movie. Here's Josh. Josh, you paid for this. Josh is like, you see Josh in the background. He's like, woo! Panties!
Oh my gosh! I mean, but that was back in
This
the
is a fantastic movie. If you guys are young, you guys need to go back and watch these 80s movies because
Even the
they're
Breakfast
just so much. Yeah, the Breakfast Club,
the whole Rat Pack
I don't
thing.
even know it's. We just pulled this up this morning.
Yeah. We love watching
Fantastic
this.
movie. I love.
I'm scrubbing to a new
16
one.
No, we're.
Scrubbing to a new one, John.
It might not be that far. I don't think this video is that long. He messed it up.
The classic one that we all love. This is Die Hard.
Yeah,
Bruce
Die
Willis.
Hard. What a great movie.
Dude, I still think it's the best Christmas movie ever made. I don't care what people say.
Bryson, get out of here. So we got Bryson hitting the heavy bag.
Yeah, he likes to hang out.
He's been on the podcast
several times. Look, that's Mr. Weathers from All in the Family, or not All in the Family.
E.T.
Oh, I hated E.T. I'm terrified of E.T. If you didn't know.
You were scared?
Oh, I hated E.T.
Yeah, I mean, when I
thought he was
wanted
creepy.
that part, maybe I was scared.
Yeah.
In the movie right there when I was a kid, I was like, whoa.
Dude, I was afraid of touching fingers with E.T. when I saw it. I was like, I'm gonna lose my fingers.
But yeah, E.T. It's a good movie.
E.T. shows up in the Star Wars universe. If you didn't know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they think that when he sees Yoda at the very beginning, he's like Yoda, as though he knows who he is. So is it really in a galaxy far, far away, a long, long time ago? I don't think so.
What is this?
What is it? Is this Red Dawn?
Oh, again.
No. Oh, that's E.T. Oh, it's just they did the remake of E.T.
Yes. Did they?
He did. They did a version of it where they took the the guns out and put radios in their hands.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I hated E.T. I still don't like looking at his face. Oh,
Yeah.
No, that's
a good movie. I love that. Like, look at those BMX bikes. Freaking
I know.
Awesome. Oh, is this where he was like, he's going to die?
Yeah, it gets all pale. They used to make us watch it in grade school.
Really?
He died and came back to life. Oh, there it is.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. I love this.
And yeah, these aren't our top 10 80s movies.
But we like
Watch
them.
Mojo. It really good.
I love
Good production that they did here on their.
Right, Robert Zemeckis.
80s.
He knew how to make a movie, man. He recently just died about a year ago. His son's been kind of taking up the mantle for making cool movies. So that'll be fun. At least we'll have a Zemeckis in the world making movies.
Yeah, it was a good movie. What's their number one? Again, this is
us.
not ours. If people like this, if you guys like it,
You've got to be
let
kidding
me
me.
know.
Really? Well, just fed me an ad, but I'm gonna. Should I say it
because
out
you're
loud?
poor.
I don't want to tell it to you because you're gonna. If you've watched this movie, I'm gonna have to slap you.
Bring it.
No, I don't want to hit you, John. Do you see the black eye on my face from the last time I tried?
Let's see it. What's this movie? I mean,
here it is.
Again, this is not ours. What this is their number one, Flashdance.
Flashdance. They give you.
Are you kidding me?
Exactly. That's why I said if you've seen this one, I'm gonna have to.
The '80s. Even if you're just thinking date movie,
this is not a date movie.
What kind of movie is it, Josh? I don't know.
I don't like a coming of age or
The Lost Boys.
That was a good movie. That was a really good vampire movie for its time.
Yes.
Kiefer Sutherland was young.
Kiefer Sutherland. He was fantastic.
When he went to eat those worms, it was great, man.
Yeah. Risky Business. That's way better than Flashdance.
I know, right?
Risky Business was fantastic.
This is what got Tom Cruise on the map.
Yeah,
right?
This is really This
is what made him famous.
This is why you were like rewind.
I'm not rewind.
Stand by Me.
Great movie.
Love it.
Hilarious.
Love Stand by Me.
Especially when he pulls out that 45.
This is a great scene when the leech is on him.
Right.
Where is it? Oh crap. Say Anything.
I don't even remember
This is a great scene.
Oh, is this where he's holding up the radio?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It would be great if we put on the audio, but we're not gonna.
And then it takes me to South Park for a commercial.
Yeah. Fantastic. So if you guys like that, you want me to do my top 10 80s, 90s, we were considering all time, and there's so many movies to talk about. There's just some fantastic, whether you're talking about Kickboxer, Bloodsport, action war movies.
American Ninja 1, 2, and 3.
I don't know.
Oh, they were awful. Those were like the low budget
ones. To just
Commando.
The 16 Candles, Pretty in Pink,
Predator,
Breakfast Club. Yeah, Predator was
80s
fantastic movie. We're talking. First Blood might be
like the real first action movie that was
no
the start of the 80s action movies gig.
I don't know if you can say that, Josh, because we're not.
I said the 80s action movie genre kind of starts with First Blood, doesn't it?
I don't know. We'd have to do our research, Josh, because we're just talking out of our ass right
Bloodsport was fun because Jean-Claude was awesome.
Rambo, First Blood.
1981. Or is it 80? Come on, what is it? Which is it? Yeah.
Hold on, I got to add 2.
Yeah.
It brought up...
Siri.
It brought up part 2. I'm like, what?
No.
1982. So it was the 80s. We were right. We're not totally... I thought it might have been like one of those ones that you thought were the 80s and it was like 79.
Right. Like
but it was 82.
78.
That was a fantastic movie. Red Dawn.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, if you guys want me to do the top 10, I will. But man, Red Dawn, I'm going to tell you right now, Red Dawn's definitely the top 5.
Yeah, because Patrick
there's
Swayze
some
in
good
that
one.
movie.
I think I just watched the end
Charlie Sheen
again of like Casino.
Yeah. Casino's good too.
Like I don't know. It was when I just watched it after or when I came home Saturday or Sunday from we wrapped up training for 10 hours.
Yeah.
Or 35 total plus hours, and it's the scene. It was towards the end of the movie, and it's the baseball bat scene with is it Joe Pesci and his brother in the movie. Mm-hmm. Holy brutal!
They bury him, yeah.
And they're
cornfield
beating him with the baseball bat. Like holy moly!
Yeah,
that is a scene.
Goodfellas was on.
Goodfellas
was on last night, and they're doing the stab
scene
in the trunk.
The Godfather.
I mean,
There's some great movies out there, guys. So
we'll let you know what they are.
Let me know. Comment on YouTube. Hit us up. You got on our social media, wherever. Josh posts this everywhere. We're going to put those links that you can like. If you guys even like the format of us breaking those things down and just talking a little bit. We got some good stuff coming up. Situational and awareness game here at rmsdf.com in Castle Rock. So if you're looking for self-defense and fighting skills, and as we talked about last night, fitness goes hand in hand with that. That's why we are self-defense and fitness. Now, we have members that just come and love our fitness program, but I wholeheartedly believe that if you are training in self-defense, you have to have fitness. You want to be as strong as you possibly can, and it sucks to run out of gas. So be in good shape. That's going to just help you live a longer, happier, healthier life. Hopefully we never need those skills, but that's what we're about here at RMSDF. Please support our online podcast. Please tell a friend if you're a member. Tell them. That'll help us out. Josh needs some new equipment. We can offer you. You guys can see this is proof in the pudding that you guys need to support this podcast because we're super low budget. Josh is over there committing suicide. It's okay, Josh. I love you. I don't give a crap about it. That's actually cool. Put it on. Do your job, Josh, and do what I say. Look at them. Look at his mouth. That's awesome. You look like a pumpkin.
I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I just did that.
But we've got our online pro shops, Krav-Maga-online.com for all your RMSDF.com gear, and ClearSky-online for all our Clear Sky brand. And that's me consulting. Do you need mentoring? You a school owner or you are an advanced student looking for somebody to really mentor you and take you along because you just don't have that. I've always had mentors and it can be hard because you can't always get them. If you want to hire me, I have different levels of essentially money of like how much of my time do you want. We can get on Zoom. I can look at your training and give you some honest feedback that's not your instructor saying, hey, they're going to pass you for a belt, so to speak. Like, hey, man, that's fucking trash. You're getting the wool pulled over your eyes, so to speak. So I am there for that type of stuff. Hey, guys, support the podcast. I am John Hallett. Josh is now dead. He killed himself with a SIRT pistol. We're out of here. He's waving by. He's like, wrap it up, John. All right, I have a hard time wrapping it up. I'm out of here, guys. I need to work.